It was in 2019. I realized that I started to gain some weight and I didn't like it. I wasn't like full on obese, but I started to develop a belly and I didn't want to be fat for various reasons. I decided to start training and lose some weight. I remember downloading this app called Leap Fitness 30 Days Challenge, so I didn't know what I was doing. I just downloaded that app and I hopped on it and I just started to do a 10 minutes workout in there and I finished it. It was a pretty hard one. It was the second time that I started training. Before that point, I used to train in a gym when I was really young, but nothing crazy, so I was familiar with some of the exercises on this app. I didn't know shit about diet and about intensity and technique. I didn't know any of the principles of training. I just followed it up for a few days and then it was too hard for me. I lost interest, I got demotivated and I quit. It was in 2019. After that point, the corona lockdown fucking started. And guess what happened? Even though I didn't want to get like full on fat, so when I trained, I wanted to develop a strong and healthy body. But then when the corona lockdown came, the opposite happened. As the time had passed on, I gained more weight and more weight, I got obese. I used to play video games and watch anime for a few hours each and every day because I had nothing to do. I gained a lot of fucking weight. I got fat. And then it hit me. It was around the beginning of 2022. I looked in the mirror. My friend group at the time, we used to fucking take embarrassing photos of each other. I saw the photos that they took of me, they sent them to me, and I felt embarrassed to look like this. I looked at the mirror, when I looked at my reflection in it, I felt ashamed. I didn't want to have this body. I didn't like it. And then I decided to change. That's my before photo. And after that day, when I took this before photo, I made a promise to myself to not fail this time, to stick to it and to succeed. So that was day one of my current fitness journey that will never stop because I decided to stick to it for the rest of my life. But that's a side tangent. The thing was that after deciding to dedicate myself into this journey, I started to train once again with that app, but besides that, I also decided to take care of my diet, which I didn't do back in the fucking day because I didn't know shit about diet. I didn't know anything about calories. I didn't know what a calorie is. And then I decided to take care of them. I decided to research this topic and get into fitness, the fitness community. I continuously learned. I learned about 3 things that by doing, getting jacked becomes inevitable. I wanted to achieve that body and then I started to do them. These things were taking care of my diet, so I needed to go on a calorie deficit and get my protein in. I didn't get my protein in at the beginning. For the first year, I barely tracked protein. I tracked it, to an extent in which my mind had gone like this when I didn't eat enough protein. I didn't get my protein in today, I should eat more protein. And then I ate like a can of tuna. Nothing crazy, right? I was not meticulous. I had a rough estimate of the calories that I was eating, but nothing like too accurate. With it, I started to train, so at day one, I told you I did a training in the app. After 17 or 16 days, I stopped using the app. I started instead to play basketball every day. It was not necessarily a mistake, but I didn't build any muscle for the time playing basketball, but I lost a lot of weight, so it really helped me. And then I started to train in summer. Now, all of these things are just side tangent to one extremely important thing that I was doing throughout my journey that has helped me a lot. I still do it, and I really think that it makes a massive impact on our fitness. And it is sleep. So there are 2 steps to building muscle: training and then recovering. Sleep is the ultimate recovery activity. If you don't sleep, if you don't take care of your sleep, you are making a massive mistake. And I didn't neglect it throughout my journey. I realized at the beginning the importance of it. I watched the science-based videos about recovery, about training, about diet, and they all talked about the importance of recovery when it comes to training, when it comes to getting jacked, and that's why I've taken care of this thing. So if you are training consistently, you have a pretty decent diet and you take care of these boxes, but you don't sleep and you get suboptimal gains, so you don't gain as much muscle as you want to, then I genuinely think that taking care of sleep is extremely important and you should do it. But hear me out, because the time that you spend in bed is not the time that you actually sleep. Yesterday, In this point, when I'm pretty jacked, when I take care of my health, when I train 9 times per fucking week, so I am extremely dedicated to my training and fitness, when I track all of the food that I eat, I made the mistake of not sleeping enough. So I spent in bed 8.5 hours, but because of the fact that yesterday I had to work out, my heart rate has gone up and my sleep quality has gone down. After training that much, I don't sleep very good. My sleep quality goes to shit basically. I have a fitness tracker, this Garmin watch, that tracks my sleep, and because of that I know I slept only 7 hours that night. I spent in bed 8.5 hours, and today I have like a really bad headache. I don't feel like rested and refreshed, and I spent 8.5 hours in bed. So hear me out. If you don't know what your sleep quality is, then it might not be as good as you think it is. You don't sleep 100% of the time that you spend in bed. That's just a fact, right? The time that it takes you to fall asleep is more than 1 minute, so you can't sleep 100% of the time that you spend in bed. So listen, if you want to get like 8 hours of sleep, the amount of sleep that everyone recommends you to get, that everyone tells you that it is important to get, that is the amount that you need to get, the bare minimum for maximizing gains, then you need to spend in bed around 8.5 to 9 hours. I know it sucks, I know it's not fun to hear that, but I needed to realize one thing. Because I've realized it, I feel it raw, I feel sick today, I have headache. Yesterday I trained, today I'm extremely fatigued, I didn't sleep enough, I don't feel great as I could, and it sucks, right? The thing is that most people get used to it, to that feeling, so I needed to realize this. If you will go and sleep great, and your sleep will be great for the next 3, 4, 5 days, or if you go back and try to remember a time in which you took care of your sleep and you remember how great you felt. If you will either recreate this sleep and sleep pretty good, or just go back and try to remember these times, then you will realize that right now you feel a lot worse. Your mental capability is worse, all of these things are worse, right? That's what the science says, that's what my own experience says, and if you are somewhat like me, if you are a human, then you might also feel the same. If you want to make more gains in the gym, if you want to feel better in your day-to-day life, if you want your life to be better, then start prioritizing sleep. And the way to actually prioritize sleep is to realize how important it is, and you realize how important it is by going and sleeping good for a few days, and then feeling good because of that, and then trying to go back to your old sleep schedule in which you didn't sleep very good, in which you probably have right now, and realizing how shit you feel in relation to when you have a good sleep and not going back. And that's essentially it. This is me just yapping about sleep, because why not? If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe. If you wanna get free stuff, link in the description. Bye.